You're living a life your ancestors would call slavery. Not metaphorically, literally. For 300,000 years, humans woke up with no alarm, no schedule, no boss. They asked one question every morning. What do I actually want to do today? Then we invented farming, and everything broke. Here's what we lost, and why almost no one talks about it. The 17-hour workweek. In 1963, anthropologist Richard Lee followed the Jew/Hawansi people of Botswana, one of the last groups still living like our ancestors did. He tracked every hour of every day. His findings shook the academic world. Adults spent 17 hours a week getting food. That's it. The rest was theirs. And this wasn't a fluke. The Hadza in Tanzania, the Aceh in Paraguay, the Martu in Australia. Different continents, different climates, same result. Roughly 15 to 20 hours a week on survival. You work twice that, before Wednesday. The bones don't lie. Some people say, but those are modern tribes. Ancient life was brutal. The skeletons disagree. When archaeologists compare ancient hunter-gatherer bones to early farmer bones, the difference is brutal for the farmers. Farmers were shorter, malnourished, riddled with cavities from grain-heavy diets. Their spines were destroyed by repetitive labor. Hunter-gatherers? Taller, stronger, healthier teeth, less joint damage, living longer. The hard truth: farming made humans work more, eat worse, and die sooner. We didn't discover a better life. We traded one. What they actually did all day. This is the part that changes everything. No farming, no boss, no rent. So what did people do? They created. In Chauvet cave in France, someone crawled deep underground 30,000 years ago. No light except fire. And painted lions, horses, and rhinos with perspective, shading, and movement. This wasn't survival. It was art. It took hours, maybe days. In South Africa, 100,000-year-old shell beads were found. Tiny holes drilled through seashells to be worn as jewelry. The nearest beach? 20 kilometers away. Someone walked 40 kilometers round trip just to look good. In Germany, a 40,000-year-old flute carved from vulture bone. 5 perfectly spaced finger holes. Whoever made it understood music, understood pitch, and spent serious time getting it right. Not for food, not for shelter, for beauty, for sound, for meaning. This is what humans do when they're free. A day in the life. Here's what your actual ancestral morning looked like. You wake at dawn. The fire is still going. Someone adds wood. You eat leftover meat, a handful of berries, and you talk. Not about productivity, about whatever's happening, about people you know. Mid-morning, a small group might head out to hunt or gather, but not every day. If there's food from yesterday, you stay in camp. You sharpen a spear, weave something, tan a hide. Not because someone told you to, because being skilled earns respect. Because making things well feels good. If there's a hunt, it's not the chaos you've seen in movies. Humans are persistence hunters. We track prey at a steady jog for hours until the animal overheats and collapses. We're the only species that can run and sweat at the same time. We don't outrun animals. We outlast them. Hunt done, food shared. By early afternoon, the day is over. And then something modern people find almost impossible to understand happens. Nothing. And everything. People rest. They talk. They play with children. They groom each other. They make jewelry. They nap. Anthropologist James Sussman documented that the Jew Hawansi spend about 6 hours a day just being with other people. Talking. Laughing. Telling stories. Not because it was scheduled, because relationships were survival. If people didn't like you, they didn't share food when you were starving. So you invested in people. You had time for it. What happened at night? This is the detail that changes how you see human culture entirely. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner recorded hundreds of hours of conversations among the Jew/Hawansi. During the day, practical talk. Where are the animals? Which plants are ready? Who isn't pulling their weight? But at night, around the fire, 81% of conversations became stories, myths, ancestors, gods, the future, adventures from lands no one in the group had ever seen, jokes that made everyone fall apart laughing. And then they slept, but not like you. Before artificial light, humans slept in 2 phases. First sleep, 4 hours. Then a wakeful hour or 2 in complete darkness, used for reflection, intimacy, creativity. Then second sleep, 4 more hours. Medieval records confirm it. 1990s sleep studies rediscovered it. We called this natural cycle insomnia and invented pills for it. The trap. About 10,000 years ago, humans in the Middle East started planting seeds and walked straight into a trap. Farming fed more people. More people needed more food. More food meant more farming. Population exploded, and there was no way back. Too many mouths to feed by hunting and gathering. You were locked in. Then came the specialists, the priests, the soldiers, the administrators, the merchants. Then came employment, the idea that your time belongs to someone else in exchange for resources. Then came cities, clocks, careers, the 40-hour workweek, the 90,000-hour lifetime sentence we now call a job. What you actually gave up. You will spend 90,000 hours of your life working. Your ancestors spent a third of that and were healthier for it. You sleep in one block and call waking at 3 a.m. a disorder. They built culture in that quiet dark. You squeeze creativity into weekends, if there's time, if you're not too tired. They made art because they had time, and that's simply what humans do when they're free. You spend your life chasing a finish line, retirement, financial freedom, enough money to finally live, not realizing you're chasing a lifestyle that was the default for 99% of human existence. They didn't work toward freedom. They woke up inside it.